we have another way to evaluate projects, and that's the payback period. So it's just a simple, quick and easy method to determine a project's liquidity. How many years does it take for me to get my money back? If I spent $100 on an embroidery machine and in year one I made $100 by selling stuff I embroidered, the payback period for me would be 1 year. And that's just a crazy example, but that's kind of what it is. So for a more complicated example, we've got Project L with its cash flows. And then you see that to calculate its payback, you just go to year one and you see you get $10 back of year 100. So you have $90 left to get back. Year two, you get $60. So you have $30 to get back. So you know at least it's going to take 2 years, 2 point something years to get your $100 back. And in year three, you get 80. So since it's greater than 30, we have to take 30 divided by 80. So 2 plus 30 divided by 80 years is 2.375 years. And then if we look at for Project S, and we did the same thing, you would get 1.6 years. Now this has weaknesses that we'll talk about in just a minute, but if we look at these two numbers, 2.3 and 1.6, let's say the company has a rule where they only accept projects with paybacks of 2 years or less, then that means they would only accept Project S. Okay, and then if they said that they only accepted projects with a payback of 3 years or 3 years or less, then they would accept both Project L and Project S. So it's like an arbitrary number that a company would choose as its payback cutoff to make their decision whether they should accept or reject a project. Now, we'll talk about the weaknesses in just a second. So, one of the weaknesses, I'm sorry, I have to say this, one of the weaknesses is that this doesn't take into account the present value of the cash flows. There's no discounting of cash flows that occurs, and that's one of its big weaknesses. And so that's why the next slide says discounted payback. They've taken each of these, the dollar amounts, and made them a discounted or a present value. So $10 discounted back one time period is $9.09. $60 discounted back two time periods is $49.59, and then we have the $80 discounted back 3 time periods. And so we do the same thing for the payback and say, okay, well, I got $9.09 back, so I still need to get $90.91. And then I got $49.59 back, so I still need to get $41.32. And then I finally just divide the 41.32 by the 60.11. And you can see that the discounted payback now for Project L is 2.7 years. And so they may have a rule, again, where they say, I only, as a company, I accept projects with a discounted payback of 2.5 years or less. And so this project would be rejected because it's at 2.7 and it's over the limit. Now, the strengths of the payback are that it just provides a quick measure of liquidity and it's easy to calculate. And that doesn't mean that those are very strong strengths. The weaknesses, which are pretty severe, is that it ignores the time value of money. It ignores any cash flow that would occur after the payback period. So if we went back to Project L and added a cash flow forward and it was negative $1 million, the payback period would have no idea that that was there. And if the company accepted ignoring that negative $1 million, it would have a huge problem in terms of its stock price. And then there's really no relationship between the payback and maximizing shareholder wealth. So discounted payback, the only thing that it does is that it does not ignore the time value of money, but it still has the same last two problems that are under the weaknesses part of this slide. So payback and discounted payback are really not that great at all.